Here we go again. You should see the coverage the right, the so-called God people are doing on the files that just released. This is exactly why I stopped messing with the right and start criticizing them.
On Lemon. So no, yet another MAGA influencer who hasn't done or said a single word about the new files release. Isn't that amazing? Biggest story in the news continues to rage on this week. Yes, Big E, as we'll call him to help work around the algorithm here, and the files. And we've had a lot of new wild additions to the stories this week, from things like Elon Musk begging to go to the island and Jay-Z being implicated for disgusting, horrific crimes with Harvey Weinstein.
Well, the disgusting, horrific crimes he's talking about is baby eating. Literally, the files showed that they were taking baby bodies, sacrificing babies, dismembering them, and eating the feces out of their intestines. This kind of shit's in the files, and the so-called God boys and God girls on the right who think they're holier than thou, they don't seem to give a shit to record it. They actually would rather cover it up. I wish I could be there during Heaven's Gate when they think they're coming in.
So much so that he has now fled the country, supposedly, and deleted his Instagram. Wow. Absolutely insane story. And you would think this story would be getting covered everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Right? Right? Well, it turns out no. If you only ingest MAGA media and Fox News, for example, you may have not even heard that there was even a new Ep-steen files released, because I actually went through Fox News's pages and all MAGA influencers, and they are just eerily quiet on this.
Don't you guys remember, like, especially when Biden was in office, don't you remember when they would criticize the hell out of the left media for covering things up or not reporting on it? And it's like, I can't imagine, like, how do these people have viewers? Like, I'm new and I'm struggling here, but like these people, these like Liz Wheeler, Benny Johnson, Talmud, what's his name, Tatum, all of that. Like I'm confused. Aren't there like viewers angry that they're doing this? That they're serving themselves more than the viewer? Why are they so popular? Why is this not being made a big deal of?
That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel. Let's jump into this thing. Let's talk about people like the MAGA binder dipshits here who were so proud that they were going to be able to release what's in the files. Well, what does people like Liz Wheeler have to say now? Well, I'm sure human praying mantis Liz Wheeler definitely covered this story, right? Let's take a look. China's plot, Pam Bondi, 0 indictments, 4 crimes committed by Becca Good, Trump frustrated with Pam Bondi. Oh, look at that. Nothing about the files. And that's going to be a common story as we work our way through all these MAGA talking heads and influencers. And it's just amazing to me that somehow none of them have even heard about this story yet. Now, why might that be? Why might all of these pro-Trump MAGA heads be silent right now? Could it have anything to do with, I don't know, maybe the, pages and pages and pages of multiple victims accusing Donald Trump of raping teenage girls, running underage orgy sex parties, threatening to murder these girls if they end up...
The thing, that's the problem right now. Like, just because we criticize this guy, I'm actually grateful that he's actually talking about this, but just because we criticize the right, even if you're on the right yourself, it doesn't mean like, stop acting like it's a bad thing, because they're doing exactly what they always accuse the left of doing. Anyways, like he said, those dipshits that were with those files, whatever, they were so into the, idea of getting those files that they went all the way there and did that whole stupid ceremony. So you would think those people that we just saw, the dipshits, you would think that they would have done all these videos on what just was released, these files. So that goes to show you right then and there, that they want to do it, but because Trump's name came out so many different times, they're going to act like it's no big deal. And I don't understand. I mean, You guys, everyone criticized the government for covering up. Now they're doing the cover up.
Saying anything, just pages and pages, everything highlighted. Trump is implicated in these. So if you want to pause them and go all the way through them, you can. But I mean, as you can see here, it's just dozens and dozens and dozens. So you think this is a massive, massive story. You think, hey, you would absolutely want to cover the biggest story in the news, right? That's what we do.
Exactly.
As social media creators. And there's also, emails like this that are dropping. So this is a new one that just dropped you may not have seen yet. Pretty interesting. Jeffrey Epstein talking about bringing girls to an event for Donald Trump. And what do they have to say here? It says, when we come next month and think about bringing blank and blank with us, they're up for anything. You'll love them. Jeffrey Epstein says, not a good idea. Redacted, which, why would you redact who this is in this conversation? This isn't a victim. You should absolutely tell us, government, who is this file? I don't know. But anyway, he responds, why? And Epstein says, Trump will be there. He doesn't like black girls. He calls them boogers. Won't go within 10 feet. Now, I feel like someone like Officer Tatum would find that highly.
I gotta zoom in on that. Ep Shakur. Yeah, he is, I swear to God. I get a lot of shit for being critical of MAGA. And, we're gonna be, open about the files. I mean, he's sold out a long time ago. Anyways, but this is funny what he does put.
Highly offensive, right? Well, I don't know. Let's see what he had to say about the Epstein files. Now, shockingly, Talmud Tatum here actually did. He's one of the very, very few MAGA influencers who did any content on this Epstein release. And what was his video on? His video is, Trump scores huge win after new Epstein dump backfires on Democrats. So that's actually even worse. Rather than just being a silent little shill, Tatum, of course, because this is what the good guy does, he actually is out here defending the files, saying they exonerate Trump and backfire on Democrats. Interesting take, given all of the allegations of being 13-year-old girls there is in the new files release. But okay. And here's a new one that just got released recently. You may not have seen. I personally witnessed defendant Trump telling the plaintiff that she shouldn't ever say anything, and if she didn't want to disappear like the 12-year-old female blank, and that he was capable of having her whole family killed. As you see down here, this statement was, I declare under penalty of perjury that the foregoing is true and correct. This was done under oath. So,
the problem is, what kind of annoys me? The fact that just because they don't believe it's true doesn't exempt them from reporting it, because that's their opinion. And the fact that they're not reporting, even if they don't believe any of this stuff is real and it's made up, you still should be at least reporting on it so people get the big picture. So you're not dissecting what you think is relevant to someone's, to what people want to watch. In a way, you're dictating what they should do with their time. Like, they spend time to want to hear this stuff, and you just take it away by not commenting on it because you don't think it's true. It's kind of disrespectful.
Shakur, are you sure that is exonerating Trump? Because it doesn't seem like it. What did Donald Trump have to say about this new file drop where his name is in the files over 5,000 times?
Mr. President, what is your latest release of Ep-steen files, and do you think your critics will be satisfied with?
Well, they should be, because it looked like this guy Wolf was a writer, was conspiring with Epstein to do harm to me. And I didn't see it myself, but I was told by some very important people that not only does it absolve me, it's the opposite of what people were hoping, the radical left.
So Trump actually believes that the recent files release exonerates him. Now, what may actually be true, Trump may not have even any clue that all of these documents are out about him raping teenagers, because he gets all of his news from Fox News. And let's see what Fox News has been covering. So yes, Fox News, baby, I'm sure they have covered this story in detail, digging up every piece of evidence they could find. Let's see. All right, we got a bunch about stolen elections, supplying oil, Turkey.
It's funny because everyone's watching this video right now, like I am, and they're shaking their head when he shows how Fox News is not reporting on it. Neither is Megyn Kelly and all them. And the fact is, like, when they do stuff like this, like Fox News or those podcasts like Benny Johnson, when they do that, they're basically assuming that we only believe what they write, and as if they don't report it, that means it's not true. And the fact that Trump's sitting there acting like he's absolved or something doesn't make, I mean, it's just so disrespectful to people watching right now. Because if that were the case, why did you try to cover it up? I mean, you destroyed people's lives trying to get this covered up. And let's say the whole time he knew he was absolved and he was not on it because he's honest. That should make you even more mad, because that means he didn't even do it for self-preservation. He did it for someone else's self-preservation. To people who sacrificed everything to get him in office, just so he can bitch slap them. Like, where are all these God boys and God girls? I keep asking that. Where are they? Why aren't they saying anything? No one's saying you have to say you agree with what you're reporting, but you should report it.
Iran, revolutions, anti-ICE claims, Iran, TPUSA, Iran again, more Minneapolis, Iran, Minneapolis, ICE, Iran, more blaming of Democrats, Minneapolis, Iran, ICE. So it doesn't really matter how far I scroll down here, guys. Not a single story. Now, isn't that incredible? Not a single, not one news story of the new release of the Ep-steen files on Fox News. Now, this is where you need to understand the PSYOP portion of all this, right? So think about how many people, especially like the Republican boomer demographic, exclusively and only get their news through mainstream media. And obviously the majority of that through Fox News. And so if Fox News never plays a single story, doesn't say a word to any of their viewers about this happening, the reality is there's a huge portion of the country that doesn't even know
maybe that applies to like the average citizen and doesn't follow politics, but not like he's not for Trump, like he said. That's foolish, because I mean, there's no chance in hell that Trump didn't know the stuff already.
These new files even exist.
And now here's another part that disgusts me even more. The fact that these are supposed to be not just stand-up women in the movement. These are supposed to be God girls. They believe in God and all that stuff. And the kids that were victimized were female. There's no solidarity. Listen to all these hypocrites that didn't say nothing.
Murdered, we're learning at this point. And not only are they not covering the story and not denouncing the people involved, they're actually actively using their positions to try to protect files who were preying on underage girls. This has got to be some of the most disgusting shit that's out there.
It is.
Now, obviously, people working for the government like Pam Bondi and Carolyn Levitt, they get up there with the cross necklaces on and lie blatantly through their teeth. They're going straight to hell for this. But
yes.
Like Megyn Kelly is interesting because she built her whole shtick at Fox News off being sort of the Republican Me Too woman, right?
Oh yeah, I am woman, hear me roar. Numbers too big to ignore. That's what Megyn was.
Denouncing sexual assault from all the big wigs when the Harvey Weinstein case came out, all over it, right? Well, Megyn, are you covering this story?
Well, Megyn also called Trump out during the 2016, one of the debates with Hillary Clinton, and she put him on the spot, blasted him, because he was saying he was basically misogynistic and stuff. But now let's see, since she's on his team now, let's see if her morals change.
Let's take a look and see if you're any different than the rest. Nope. What do we got? Anti-ICE riots, illegal immigrants, Don Lemon, illegal immigrants, Don Lemon. So no,
they
yet
took
another
lemon and made lemonade.
who hasn't done or said a single word about the new files release. Isn't that amazing? But maybe it's because Megyn already gave her stance on this. Now, you may remember this one, but Megyn Kelly really wanted to make it clear that as long as you're raping teenage girls, it's okay. Yep. Because as long as they aren't like 8.
As for Ep-steen, I've said this before, but just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything. Not everything, but virtually everything. And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls.
So this actually kind of makes sense for her, for why she's not actually calling Donald Trump out for this and why she's completely silent with her platform on all of this. Because like she says there, she's absolutely fine with 60-year-old men raping 14 to 15-year-old girls.
Yeah, as long as they're not younger than that. Well, I think he sums it up real nicely right here.
Files. And now when they find out their daddy Trump is very disgustingly implicated, now it's all silence. And so none of you have any journalistic or intellectual integrity whatsoever. Nobody should take anything any of these fucking people say seriously ever again. The Megyn Kellys, the Ben Shapiros, the Daily Wire, the Matt Walsh. Just throw it in the trash can.
Yeah,
because again, the fact that none of them, even up to the point of all of Fox News, have said a goddamn word about the...
So, to recap, like, viewers should be holding their feet to the fire. That's simple as that, because they keep saying they want an honest government, honest this, but they're not even being honest. You can't expect it from someone when you're not doing it. And I think they should just stop listening to these, so they won you over by saying they're independent media, the freedom of speech, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that they're not even reporting on it is even worse than just being on blindly on Trump's side just because he's Trump. It's pathetic. I mean, they don't deserve, just like Diane Bongino don't deserve any viewers. These guys, it's so damn shameful, and it's hard to trust people like that. Take care. Don't forget to like, subscribe.